last Christmas, I lost my M4 to rod bearing failure. And then fast forward a couple weeks later, I got the car into Silver Star Automotive's hands, and we were able to bring the car back to life with a used motor from Naughty Auto Parts. But that wasn't the end goal with this car. I knew if this motor blew up, we had to make it better than ever for its comeback. And well, behind the scenes, 4N Motorsport took my blown up S55 motor into their hands, and Mike rebuilt that thing, but didn't only rebuild it, he turned it into a built, de-stroked 2.6 liter single turboed S55 engine that revs up now to 9,000 RPMs. And well, it is now November, the week of SEMA, and the car that we are driving down to Vegas is going to be my M4. And in the next 10 minutes, 4N Motorsport is going to be picking us up in that car, and I am very, very excited. I'm pretty sure I just heard it. Oh, it sounds like nothing I've ever heard before in my life. All right, we gotta go outside. He's here. There it is. Holy. I could hear it.
Did you hear that thing or what?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude, she sounds sweet. You excited?
I'm very excited. Listen to that turbo. Okay, that's where it is right there. If you notice, we don't have the Grail anymore. Mike made us a fully custom single exit exhaust to bring out every ounce of sound, completely straight piped. And he said this is the best way to make this motor sound heavenly, and well, it does.
Yeah.
It looks sick.
Wait until you hear it like on the freeway. It's nuts.
Oh my gosh. This is exciting. Now the motor is in, but there are still some things we need to adjust. Mike has a lot of very nice and very well-built cars. And as you guys know, this is probably my first car where I really did everything to, and the suspension needs a little bit of work, and the tires are pretty bald, so we're gonna get new tires put on today and then mess with the suspension a little bit. And the motor is still in break-in, so it revs to 8,000 RPM and the boost is turned down because we need to break in the motor. So that's what we're gonna do over the week, and then we're gonna bring it back. And then in the next video from SEMA, the second half of the video will be me going over to Mike, and we're gonna do an oil change, make sure the braking miles were good. And if everything looks good, we'll throw on a dyno, up the RPMs, and up the boost. It should be 100%. But as you guys can hear, even now, she's way different. Look at that manifold. Yeah, that's not a normal S55 anymore. That's 3,000 RPM. When this car is 100% done, that's literally going to be 6,000 more on top of that.
Yeah, makes some perfect pops on every downshift. Yeah.
This doesn't sound like any other like single turboed S55. This is like nothing else.
No, exactly.
This is crazy. I can't stop smiling. We're not putting a resonator on this thing. We're not putting a muffler on this thing. That's boring. We're leaving it like this. This sounds good. That's so weird. Seeing the needle go that far is stupid.
That's weird, huh?
That's so weird. Like, what would you compare this sound to? Like, what car?
Probably like an RB26, I think.
RB?
RB. Yeah, it's like a mixture between an RB and like a Porsche.
Yeah.
Like GT3.
Yeah, some people were commenting GT3 on the other M3 that you did, but the other M3 still had the stock axle back, which made it sound a little bit quieter. Since this is completely straight through, this is the truest sound you can get out of this motor and turbo setup. The truest clean sound, I guess you'd say. Because you could go open dump and then that's really the sound.
But here you can hear it a little more.
type of build that I was wanting to have when this car came back. This is the ultimate comeback right here. This is crazy.
That was only 7,500 right there. Yeah.
We have another 1,500 RPM when this is all done. How much boost is this thing at right now?
It's like 24 PSI.
And then when we're all done, it's gonna be like 30 something?
30. I would say 30. Yeah, any more than that, it's gonna be spin city all the time. It's just gonna spin.
Yeah, there's no really point.
Yeah.
We have the Lambo that makes 850 right now. We don't need to really set any records here. How much power will it make detuned when like we're in Vegas, like on pump gas?
Pump gas, I would say around 500 wheel.
That's
Roughly,
still a good amount, even detuned.
Yeah, maybe 480, 500-ish, something like that. So yeah, right now on ethanol, it's making like 650 right now.
Right now, detuned.
Yep.
I guess we're only like messing with around 6 pounds of difference really between the detune and like when it's all set up. Wow. This guy is a genius. This is crazy. All right, I get to drive it the rest of the way before we put this thing on the lift and change the oil. It's been 3 weeks since I've driven this car, and safe to say it's a lot different than it was 3 weeks ago. The pops.
I know, it's crazy, huh? Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And I know there's like 3 more gears ahead of the one I'm in, so I'm expecting to look down and see like 60, 70, and we're going a lot faster than that.
Yep. Pretty good for being detuned, huh?
Yeah, I'm also nowhere near flooring it yet.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, it would have spun, especially when you got this hand.
Yeah, I'm gonna get my bearings, and when I'm flooring it one-handed, I'll do it with fresh tires. $2.99 a gallon. Where I'm from, E85 is $5.
No way.
Yeah.
You're joking.
No.
Why is it so expensive?
Because we only have one pump in like a 300-mile radius. Yeah, look at that. That's the good stuff. That's
Yep.
what we need to. That's what we need to have where I'm from. Back at the shop, it's time to do one more oil change. Get her up in the air. We're gonna mess with suspension a little bit. The diff and the diffuser are awfully close to the ground, and honestly, I've been wanting to do this for a little bit, but I just haven't had the time since Bimmer Invasion. We're gonna raise the rear up a tad, like 1/8 of an inch, and that'll just give it enough rake. It'll look a lot better because the front's so low. And then we're also gonna adjust the front suspension because Mike found out something, and I'll show you when we get it up in the air, but there's something a little wonky about my struts that I accidentally did when I was installing it. But there is the 2.6 motor, and then I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is the motor from Naughty Auto Parts right here. And then here's the old Grail exhaust. We're not running Grail anymore. We're running 4N. So the rest of it, yeah, I am beyond hyped right now. This car sounds insane. Now imagine this thing wrapped in Christmas lights, revving up to 9K in the snow. This motor is about to do stuff that like you can't really do in California.
No, not really.
All right, get this in the air. This is what we want, and this is what we were dealing with. Like I said, no full throttle pulls one-handed. Look at this. That's literally a slick that's not supposed to be a slick. So we're gonna get these swapped over. Brand new Continental Contact Sport 2s. And then this car should grip a little bit better. Now I'm gonna try to explain this as simple as possible. Basically, here is my coilover, and it is not seated all the way down. On the back side, there's this little tab that's an alignment tab that stops the coilover from going all the way through and sinking down and hitting your control arms. But that tab's supposed to seat here, and that tab is up here. So this whole strut needs to go down. I don't know what I was thinking when I installed these, but I wasn't thinking the right stuff. And yeah, that could be the cause of the car wobbling when we're braking, because this part right here, this lower part of the knuckle, is not being supported by any suspension. So that could be our problem. So we're gonna run with that and get it dialed in. And you can tell it's a problem because the other side is also seated at a different position and is actually farther down, which is also throwing off the end links, the sway bar, everything that makes this car feel good is kind of off right now. So hopefully we can get it dialed today. And then also the car is pretty squatted. Here is 29 3/4, while back there is 29, which means that the rear is 3/4 inch lower than the front. We want it to somewhat be level, so we might actually raise it a 1/2 inch, not an 1/8.
We're at 3.5 right now. So once that gets seated, it'll probably drop down to 2.5 or 2 3/4, I'm assuming.
It's embarrassing. When I was on the phone with him, when he called me about this, I almost didn't tell him that I installed these coilovers.
Dropped quite a bit.
I heard it. Oh, it bound the sway bar, it went down so low?
Yeah.
This guy he knows everything and anything about these cars. I mean, look at this, he has a purpose-built track car. You have no idea how many hours he's put into my car in the last week. Like, I'll get text messages from him, and I'll wake up the next morning and I'll see them, and they were from like 12 a.m. He grinded so hard to get this car dialed for SEMA. If you want your M4 built by him, I 110% recommend it. And if you don't have an M4, follow this man, because the stuff that he's doing, he's literally gonna make that V12 out there sound like a Pagani. I don't know how he's gonna do it, but he is the man when it comes to this stuff. He fabricates everything. I can't wait to show you the single exit exhaust. Like, he knows what he's doing. Okay, the front is pretty good now. So before we keep messing with it, because if you adjust one corner, the other corner is gonna be slightly off, we're gonna get the rear dialed before we move back up to the front. So now we're gonna raise the rear and hopefully get it dialed, because the rear is honestly a little bit more of a pain to adjust than the front, and hopefully be off to the races very soon. Oh my. And there is the single exit, folks. Holy. Yeah, you really tucked it up there good.
Yeah, I tried to keep it level. You can see Jake already ground down his diff fins pretty good, so I kept it level, knowing that you like your car low.
I appreciate that.
Now you guys come up here and see a little bit of the turbo kit up in there. There you go. Get a view on this side, you might be able to see it a little better. Manifold.
That is, yeah, I can see the manifold tucked up there.
Yep.
Wow. This is crazy.
Yeah, so this was his block right here, October the 27th, and his stock engine was still in there, so.
And that's the block not even assembled. That was the 27th, and today is the 3rd.
So this was Tuesday right here.
7 days.
This was Tuesday before I put the crank and everything in.
Tuesday, and today is Monday.
Oh,
so
here.
literally 6 days?
That Tuesday was the 28th, so from the 28th to now, done, broken in,
Running and driving.
the full exhaust. The exhaust I stayed up Sunday night, really late getting done for me.
Wow, this is wild. Okay, rear suspension now dialed. We're gonna attack the front in just a second and get the end links all secured. But before we do that, we're gonna change the oil. That way this thing has fresh oil for SEMA. And yeah, it's gonna be cool. We're gonna see some break-in oil. Last night, he showed me the filter that he pulled off after doing some logs and everything, and it was crystal clear. So I'm not sure what we're gonna really see, but we're gonna do an oil change just to make sure this car is dialed. Yeah.
Everything's good. There's no signs of abnormal bearing wear or anything, so looks good.
Beautiful. Let's go. I am hyped. Look at how clean that oil is. Yeah. Safe to say this motor's running good. Okay, well, after some measuring and raising and lowering and measuring and raising and lowering, everything is now dialed. This is no longer a 1/2 inch off between the two sides. Same with the front, and we raised the rear about 1/4 inch compared to where it was. So that should help us have a little bit more rake, and also since this is all fixed now, the car should drive a little bit better. We still gotta connect the sway bar end links and then do the alignment. Well, I guess you do the alignment first and then the sway bar end links, right?
Yep,
Okay.
We're gonna actually run, this is a wire, but it's the same as like string in your car, so we're gonna run a string down here. We're gonna straighten the steering wheel out, and we're also gonna kind of check front and rear toe also.
Super cool. And then to top it off, we have fresh meats. Look at this. That is a million times better. Shout out Continental. Only tires I run now. And these are gonna give us the grip we need to handle all the horsepower this new 4N motor is making. Okay, new tires are on.
That's close.
That's very close. I might have to change the tire size when we get home. Should be fine though. It should be fine. God dang it. I knew I should have told Continental to get the same size before, but I just thought maybe if I went up a sidewall size, it would help us with traction. And I'm sure it will, but at what cost? A fender liner? Very nervous right now. The alignment though went good. It went good. There was a little bit of toe that we had to adjust in the front. Rear was fine. So we shall see how this goes. Oh yeah.
It's not bad.
Honestly? That looks pretty hot. It does look pretty hot. Oh my gosh.
You want a little bit.
Oh, look at that. Oh no. That is tight. It's not touching.
Oh my gosh, dude. That's crazy. Wow, but it's not. And it might camber out. Yeah, well.
There's only one way to find out.
Let's go drive.
Yeah, that feels way better.
Oh yeah, that was tracking straight.
That was tracking straight. I don't know what tracking means, but it's tracking.
Rear end, yeah, if it goes left or right. Tracking means it's going straight.
Okay, so it's tracking how it's supposed to track. Oh my God!
Dude,
You're a wizard! This is crazy. And you just started doing this because you love building and you like love engines.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Your neighbors must love you.
I know one that doesn't like me already, but it's alright. Everybody else is cool.
I would be very happy if I was your neighbor. I'm still shifting like 3,000 RPM early.
Yeah, and it still sounds like that high pitch sound.
It still sounds like crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, a little bit of rubbing.
A little bit of rubbing.
But that's like, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I can always change the tire when I get back home.
Gonna pop on the upshift there.
Ready?
Oh, dude.
Every sound it makes.
Oh yeah. Oh man. Oh, we got some rubbing there, but it's not too bad.
It's not terrible.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe a little.
Maybe a little bit.
Yeah, but it's alright.
What? Okay, so here's the plan. This is Mike's spot in Mexico. So since Mike knows it best, he's going to take the wheel, and he's the one that built this car. So of course he should take the wheel. And we're gonna stand on the side of the road and see what it's like from other people's perspectives when I'm driving this car. Man, I forgot how good this car looks. Like, that's... This is my dream build. This is literally the dream. That is loud. Good loud though. Like that's not some 5.0 Mustang loud. That's a good sounding loud. That's the best sounding car I have right now. 100%. Sounds better than the Lambo, it sounds better than the C7, it sounds better than the Trackhawk, it sounds better than every single car we have right now. It sounds like nothing else I've ever heard.
Crazy, huh?
It sounds insane.
Oh yeah, I can only imagine. I can't see.
Does launch control work?
I think so.
Like, well, like just like activate it. Don't do it, but activate it. Try it, it'll probably just spin. Oh my gosh. Good thing my camera had some battery left. I think I'm at 1% right now. That sounded nuts. That's insane. Well, we just said goodbye to Mike. We're gonna see him in a week. And when that happens, we will turn up the RPMs and turn up the boosts. So stay tuned for that YouTube video. But now we gotta get to Vegas. So let's see how much gas we burn through and enjoy this beautiful motor on the freeway. My wife doesn't understand the hype. I am so hyped. I know a lot of you guys are too. Here, you wanna hold this? Just film. I'm gonna clench up it, so.
Why?
This is gonna be fun.
Oh gosh, oh gosh.
We smoked them out so bad. Ladies and gentlemen, we officially have my first true built motor car, aside from the Corvette. But like, this was built during my ownership. I didn't buy it built. I'm so happy right now. I've been dreaming about this motor for so long. This car is so fast too. I feel like we've been driving this car and like just getting a bunch of sound clips and just losing traction the entire time. But now we're in like a really straight road in Mexico. I think that was 133 kilometers. I'm pretty sure my speedometer is also off, so that could also be incorrect. We didn't go over 55 miles an hour. I'm sure of that. That was fast. Now, we're limited to 7,500. I said 8,000, but after Mike drove it, he was watching RPMs. He said we're limited to 7,500 right now, which means that we have another, I can't believe I'm saying this, we have another 1,500 RPMs to go. So when we up the boost in a week and the RPMs, our life is going to completely change, even more than it already has. Boys, I think we have one of the craziest M4s to ever exist. The craziest, the top of the top, I have to give it the 4N Motorsport, 100%. His 2.4 liter M4 GT3 build is off the charts. But I'd say this is the craziest street built M4. I'm sure there's others that are way faster, but this is the only M4 that's a street build that's came out of 4N Motorsport with this motor and turbo setup. It's unreal. Now I gotta go ahead and pull off when we get some gas, and my wife's gonna take the wheel, and I'm gonna edit this YouTube video because I want you guys to see this literally tomorrow. So I gotta edit this thing while she drives, and we'll get to see what she thinks of this car. Now it looks like they only have crappy 91. We're gonna try and fill up with E85 as much as possible, and when we get down to Vegas, we'll try and find an E85 pump because it's not gonna be safe to run this car really on pump gas just because it's not completely dialed in yet, and Mike wants me to do some logs and get some stuff done and dialed for the pump maps. But on E85, for sure we're fine, and that's what he told me. So while we're driving it, we're gonna keep it chill from now on since we're diluting the fuel a lot. By putting 91 in, and it was on E68, it should be down to like an E30 blend, which is not enough ethanol to really push this thing hard. Give her a start up. Now, when you're driving this thing, just keep it pretty calm, especially for the first like 10 to 15 minutes so that the fuel mixes.
Who are you talking to right now?
Hey, I'm talking to a maniac. Have you seen how you drive your Trackhawk?
It's different.
Okay. But also, it's not like I'll never be able to drive this car and pump gas. It's just the tune for pump gas isn't 100% dialed. I'm gonna send some logs to Steve at Wedge. He's the one that's tuning this thing. Either I'm gonna set the fore end and he's gonna set to Steve. Not sure yet, but it's just not 100% for pump at this moment. But it should be in the next video with all of our fun at SEMA and this car going to 9K. So, car will be dialed, but right now, let's just enjoy this beautiful sounding car. Not more than 10 seconds in, my wife's like, why do I not have that much power right now? And I'm like, well, now the car has a big single turbo instead of two tiny twins. And she said, oh, that's dumb. You gotta retract that statement right now. This car sounds a million times better. If you wanna have some more boost, all you gotta do is downshift like one time to like get going. But honestly, from a drivability standpoint, this car is very, very, very nice. But it did throw her off guard just because she's used to driving a stock twin S55 and not very often like I am. I'm used to this. I love this. Like, this car is so perfect. Track oriented, yes, but still 1000% daily drivable. And honestly, I think I'll probably put the most miles on this car out of all the other cars, including the twin turbo Huracan, because this just sounds insane. And this is where we're gonna go ahead and end off the video. Honey, what do you think of the M4?
It's nice. It's really cool.
Exactly. That's the right thing to say right there. It is insane. Now, we are currently 5 hours outside of Vegas, so stay tuned for not next video, but the video after, because in the next video, I am actually revealing the newest car that I bought before we left the house. Literally the day before this video, I bought a car, but I didn't want to reveal it just yet. So stay tuned, Sunday's YouTube video, I bought another car. Can't believe I said that, and this is one that you guys are not expecting at all. But on that note, that's gonna be the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a like, and if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and the bell. Thank you so much, Foreign Motorsport, again, for getting this car completely dialed just in time for SEMA. And also, the SEMA video and getting this car up to 9K is going to be absolutely wild because I actually have my twin turbo Huracan at Steck's booth. So for the first time ever, I have a car in SEMA show, and I will be able to drive it out on the parade on Friday nights, and hopefully they let me shoot some flames. So there's gonna be a lot of shenanigans in the SEMA video, and also you're gonna get to see this car at its fullest potential. I'll see you guys next time. Drive safe.